Let's be honest, most best shotgun videos out there assume you've got at least $500 burning a hole in your pocket, but what if you don't? What if you've got $200, a real need to protect your home, and zero patience for gun snobs telling you to just save up? Good news, you don't have to. In 2026, there are actually some shotguns out there that cost less than a decent pair of boots. And they'll still drop a threat, cycle reliably, and last for years if you take care of them. Today, we're counting down 10 of them. No fluff, no upsells, just real guns at real prices. Number 10. ATI Nomad .410. Let's start at the bottom of the list. But don't let that fool you. The ATI Nomad .410 isn't here because it's bad. It's here because it's the smallest gun on the list with the lowest firepower. And for the price, it punches well above its weight. You can find this one for around $130 to $150 in most shops, which is genuinely hard to believe in 2026. It's a break-action single-shot chambered in .410 bore, with a 26-inch vent rib barrel and a synthetic stock that comes in plain black or camo if you want a little personality. It weighs almost nothing, which makes it easy for smaller statured shooters, or anyone who hates lugging around a heavy 12-gauge. Now look, it's one shot. That's the trade-off. But for close-range home defense, pest control, or a truck gun you can grab without thinking, the Nomad does the job. It's discreet, light, and dead simple to operate. Load it, close it, pull the trigger. For someone who just needs something basic and affordable, this little break action quietly gets it done. Pros: affordable price, lightweight build, simple operation. Cons: single shot, limited stopping power. Number 9. Rossi Tuffy Tactical. Next up is something that looks like it walked off the set of a post-apocalyptic movie. The Rossi Tuffy Tactical is compact, aggressive, and built for people who want minimal fuss with maximum intimidation factor. Priced between $180 and $200 depending on where you shop, the Tuffy is a single-shot .410 bore break action with a 18.5-inch barrel and an overall length that keeps it short enough to swing around in tight spaces. The synthetic stock has integrated shell holders built right in, so you're never padding your pockets looking for the next round. It's also one of the lightest shotguns on this list, which makes it a great option for smaller shooters or anyone who wants something easy to grab and go. The break-action design is dead simple. There's no pump to short stroke, no magazine to load, no slide to rack. You drop a shell in, snap it closed, and pull the trigger. That's it. For close-range home defense or a grab-and-go truck gun, it does the job without overcomplicating things. It ranks 9th because while it's better than the Nomad, it's still limited to one shot. Pros: compact size, built-in shell holders, easy to operate. Cons: one-shot capacity, a sharper recoil than expected. Number 8. JTSX-12PT. Now we move into pump action territory, and the first one up is the JTSX-12PT. This one quietly snuck onto the budget shotgun scene and has been turning heads ever since. It looks like something you'd expect to pay twice the price for, and it shoots like it too. You can pick this one up for around $120 to $150 in most shops, which is wild when you actually hold it in your hands. It's a 12-gauge pump action with an 18.5-inch barrel, a 4+1 capacity, and a full-length Picatinny rail running across the top so you can mount optics or accessories without drilling anything. The synthetic stock has a modern, slightly tactical look to it, and the matte black finish gives it some serious curb appeal for a sub-$150 gun. Where the X12PT really stands out is the balance. It feels light in the hand without feeling cheap, and the pump cycle's smoother than you'd expect at this price point. It handles standard 2 3/4 inch and 3-inch shells without complaint, and it's a solid pick for beginners or anyone who wants tactical features without the tactical price tag. The only thing holding it back is that 4+1 capacity compared to the bigger pumps further up the list. Pros: optics ready, smooth action, tactical look. Cons: low capacity, weak aftermarket. Number 7. Escort Slugger Tactical. Climbing up the list, we land on a shotgun that doesn't try to reinvent anything but does the basics really, really well. The Escort Slugger Tactical is one of those guns that flies under the radar until somebody actually shoots one, and then they start telling everyone they know. Street price usually lands somewhere between $200 and $230, though you can catch it dipping just under $200 during sales if you keep an eye out. It's a 12-gauge pump with an 18-inch barrel, a 5+1 capacity, a tactical synthetic stock, and a rubber recoil pad that does more work than you'd think. Sling swivels come pre-installed, which is a small touch but a welcome one for a budget gun. What sets the Slugger apart is how comfortable it feels in the hand. The grip texture is aggressive without being painful, and the pump cycles fluidly whether you're running 2 3/4 inch or 3-inch shells. It also has a soft touch finish on the stock that makes it feel a lot more premium than the price suggests. For maneuvering through tight hallways or storing in a vehicle, it's compact, lightweight, and easy to handle. A solid Turkish-made pump that does what it's supposed to do without any drama. Pros: and comfortable grip, smooth cycling, premium feel. Cons: slightly over budget, basic sights. Number 6. Iver Johnson PAS-12. Halfway through the list, we run into a shotgun built like it was designed to survive a fistfight with a door frame. The Iver Johnson PAS-12 is heavier than most of the guns we've talked about so far, and that weight is exactly what makes it interesting. You can find this one for right around $180 to $200 at most retailers, which is solid pricing for what you're getting. It's a 12-gauge pump with a 3-inch chamber, a 4+1 capacity, an 18.5-inch barrel, and a fiber optic front sight that actually picks up light well in low-light conditions. The forend has that tactical heat shield style design, and the synthetic stock makes it weather-resistant enough to leave in a closet or vehicle without worrying about it. What people consistently say about the PAS-12 is that it feels like a tank. You can drop it, bang it into walls, expose it to humidity and dust, and it just keeps cycling shells. The extra weight also helps soften recoil, which is a nice bonus if you're working through a few boxes at the range. The ergonomics are surprisingly comfortable for a budget Turkish import. The PAS-12 trades some refinement for serious durability, and for the price, that's a fair deal. Pros: tank-like build, weather-resistant. Fiber optic sight. Cons: on the heavy side, 4+1 capacity. Number 5. Tristar Cobra 3 Tactical. Now we get into the picks that start to feel like real upgrades. The Tristar Cobra 3 Tactical is the kind of shotgun that looks like it belongs in a much higher price bracket, and the more time you spend with it, the more you realize that's not just marketing, it actually performs that way. Pricing usually sits between $200 and $200 or $60, and you can occasionally catch it right at $100 to $99 if you're patient and watch for sales. It's a 12-gauge pump with an 18.5-inch barrel, a 5+1 capacity, a Picatinny rail along the top, and a fiber optic front sight that's bright enough to pick up fast in a high-stress situation. The black synthetic stock has a clean, modern profile, and the receiver feels solid the moment you pick it up. What really separates the Cobra 3 from the cheaper picks is the pump assist feature. The action runs crisp, fast, and smooth, which makes a real difference when you're working it under pressure. It also takes well 2 upgrades. Slap a weapon light on the rail, add a red dot, throw on a sling, and you've got a fully decked out home defense setup for the price of a basic starter gun. The build quality is genuinely impressive for the money, and Tristar's customer service has a solid reputation if anything ever does go wrong. A serious contender for anyone who wants tactical features without breaking the bank. Pros: and pump assist action, Picatinny rail, strong build quality. Cons: borderline budget pricing, heavier than rivals. Number 4. Hawk 981/982. Cracking into the top 4, we land on a shotgun that most people have never heard of, and that's exactly part of its charm. The Hawk 981 and 982 are essentially Chinese-built clones of the Remington 870, and once you handle one, you start to understand why they've quietly built a following among budget-minded shooters who actually know their stuff. Walk into the right shop and you'll see these priced anywhere from $180 to $210, with online retailers occasionally pushing them right around the $200 mark. For that money, you're getting a 12-gauge pump with an 18.5-inch barrel, a 6+1 capacity, a steel receiver, and an action that locks up surprisingly tight for a sub-$200 gun. The finish isn't gonna wow anyone at the range, but the bones of this thing are seriously well put together. Here's where it gets really interesting. Because it's modeled so closely after the Remington 870, a huge chunk of 870 aftermarket parts will fit it. Stocks, forends, magazine extensions, side saddles. Most of it just bolts right on. So you're not stuck with a gun that has 0 upgrade path. You're getting a budget platform with a massive aftermarket ecosystem behind it. For anyone who wants 870 reliability without the 870 price tag, the Hawk is the sleeper pick that quietly outperforms its reputation. Pros: to 870 parts compatible. Steel receiver, 6+1 capacity, and cons: basic finish, limited availability. Number 3. H&R Partner Pump Protector. Stepping into the top 3, we hit a shotgun that has earned every bit of its reputation through years of quiet, consistent performance. The H&R Partner Pump Protector is another Chinese-built 870 clone. But where the hawk flies under the radar, the Partner has developed an actual cult following among people who've owned one and refused to let it go. These typically run between $180 and $220 depending on configuration and availability, and when you can find one in stock, it's almost always worth grabbing. The Protector model comes with an 18.5-inch barrel, a 5+1 capacity, a heavy steel receiver, and a synthetic stock that's built for serious use rather than looks. It's a 12-gauge pump in every traditional sense. No fancy rails, no tactical gimmicks, just a workhorse that runs. What really sets the Partner apart is the weight and feel. That heavy steel receiver soaks up recoil in a way the lighter aluminum-framed guns on this list just can't match. Shooting it actually feels controlled and steady, even with heavier defensive loads. And just like the Hawk, it accepts a huge range of Remington 870 accessories, which means stocks, magazine extensions, and forends all swap in without any drama. The downside is the weight itself. If you don't have the upper body strength to comfortably hold a heavier gun out in front of you, this one might wear you out faster than the lighter picks. But for anyone who values reliability and a rock-solid build over featherlight portability, the Partner is genuinely hard to beat. Oh, a heavy steel receiver, 870 compatible. Cult following, cons. Heavy to carry, hard to find. Number 2, Stevens 320, and now we're really getting into the good stuff. The Stevens 320 is the shotgun that makes you stop and ask yourself, wait, this is really under $200? Because it sure doesn't look like it, doesn't feel like it, and definitely doesn't shoot like it. Built by Savage Arms, a company that's been making firearms in America since 1894, this thing has more big-name DNA than its price tag would ever suggest. You can usually grab one for somewhere between $190 and $220, and on a good day with a decent sale, you'll see it dip right under $200 without much trouble. What you get for that money is genuinely impressive. A 12-gauge pump with an 18.5-inch barrel, a 5+1 capacity, a rotary bolt head with dual action bars, and a stock that's been compared more than once to the Benelli M4. And the Benelli M4 costs about 10 times as much. Let that sink in for a second. The action on this gun is smooth. Not smooth for the price smooth, but actually smooth. It cycles light target loads, heavy buckshot, and slugs without complaining once, and the bottom-loading, side-ejecting design makes reloading feel intuitive, even if you've never run a pump shotgun in your life. Some shooters mention that the chamber benefits from a quick polish out of the box, but that's a 5-minute job, and then the gun runs like silk forever. If the Maverick 88 didn't exist, the Stevens 320 would probably be sitting at number 1 without breaking a sweat. It's that close. Pros at Benelli-style stock, smooth action, rotary bolt design, cons, a fixed cylinder choke, occasional rough chamber. Number 1, Mossberg Maverick 88 Security. And here it is, the king of the budget shotgun world. The one gun that every single source, every YouTube reviewer, every gun shop owner, and every guy who's ever spent more than 10 minutes thinking about budget shotguns will eventually point at and say, yeah, just buy that one. The Mossberg Maverick 88 Security has held the crown for decades, and in 2026, it's still the answer when someone walks in with $200 and a real need. You can find the Maverick 88 Security for around $190 to $210 at most retailers, and during sales, it occasionally dips even lower. That price gets you a 12-gauge pump with a 20-inch barrel, a 7+1 capacity straight from the factory, dual extractors, dual action bars, and a synthetic stock built to take a beating. Internally, it's essentially a Mossberg 500 with a different safety and a Mexican assembly line. People affectionately call it the Mexican Mossberg, and that's not an insult. It's a compliment, because the 500 is one of the most respected pump shotguns ever made, and you're getting roughly 90% of that gun for half the price. What really cements the Maverick at the top is the aftermarket support. Because parts interchange so freely with the Mossberg 500, you have access to one of the largest aftermarket ecosystems in the shotgun world. Want a different stock? Done. Side saddle? Done. Ghost ring sights, forends, slings, light mounts. All of it exists, all of it is affordable, and all of it bolts right on without any drama. The crossbolt safety in the trigger guard is the one quirk to know about, but it works perfectly once you're used to it. If you only buy one shotgun under $200, this is it. End of story. Pros massive aftermarket. Mossberg 500 internals, 7+1 capacity, cons, crossbolt safety, Mexico assembled. So there you have it. 10 shotguns under $200 that prove you don't need to drain your bank account to defend what matters. Whether you're going with the Maverick 88, the Stevens 320, or even the budget-friendly Nomad, every gun on this list will do the job if you put in the practice and treat it right. The truth is simple. A shotgun you actually own and train with beats the one you keep telling yourself you'll buy someday. Now I want to hear from you. Which one are you running, or which one are you eyeing next? Drop it in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.